Hey guys, I'm MONETIZED and welcome to my latest video. So basically in this one, I'm back finally with another top 5. It took me quite a while to do this one. I've been doing it for a couple of hours, planning it out, choosing my list, and we're just going to essentially get straight into it. It's my top 5 Star Wars movie moments. Obviously these are taken from the main 6 movies that are currently out. Obviously you've got the prequel trilogy and then you've got the original trilogy. Obviously Force Awakens, when you'll be watching this, hopefully Force Awakens is going to be like literally like 24 hours away, which I'm really hyped to go see. I'm going to go see it like literally like the midnight showing, and I honestly cannot wait. I'm so excited, hence why I thought, you know what, I'm going to make this video because I'm so hyped up about the movie. But let's get straight into the list. Gonna go in at number 5 with the Cantina scene from A New Hope. Now this is a scene of many firsts, as it's the first time we meet all the weird and wonderful alien creatures that inhabit the Star Wars universe. You've got all these crazy different races and species. They all look different, they all look great, it just adds to the atmosphere and makes you feel like you're in this universe. And we also get our first look at a Jedi in action. Obviously Obi-Wan pulls out his lightsaber and defends Luke at the expense of poor Ponda Baba. Like, look, he doesn't really look like he means harm, and if you see him robot chicken, then you'll you'll know how unlucky he really is. I recommend going and watch that. Just type in robot chicken Cantina Scene, it'll probably come up. It's pretty funny. It should be on YouTube, and it just makes him out to be like that he never wanted to hurt anyone. It's just his mate was being a bit of a knob and got him into some trouble and ended up with an arm getting chopped off. But yeah, that's just the way it goes, I guess, in Star Wars. At number 4, we have the Battle of Endor. Now, I just love everything about this whole section of Return of the Jedi. The speeder bike chase is perfectly done. It's just done really well. It looks quite realistic. There's minimal CGI. I mean, I'm not too bothered about whether the CGI or not, but it does look a lot more realistic, I guess, and it just looks really awesome, the way that they do it, and the sound effects and the explosions, you know, the special effects, all that kind of stuff, the dialogue, you know, it's just perfectly done. And I just love the way that you actually, when you're watching, you kind of feel like you're in this place, you're on this moon. Also, Ewoks are absolutely class. They're just bosses. They look like really little furry teddy bears, but they're fucking awesome. And there's like random fan fiction and extra sort of from what obviously the expanded universe isn't really a thing anymore, but when it was a thing, there was like stories where Ewoks would like rip open stormtroopers' armor and like eat them and shit. They're fucking awesome. And obviously destroying the shield generator and the Death Star, the whole massive battle at the end, where you've got Han Solo, Princess Leia, the Rebels, and Chewie obviously attacking the shield generator while Lando is up in the Millennium Falcon with Neon, I think is his name, the weird alien thing that no one really understands what he's fucking saying, and I don't really know why they took him along for that. But yeah, he got them flying around, destroying the second Death Star, and yeah, like it's like a speeder bike chase. You actually feel like you're part of this thing, and when they destroy the shield generator and the Death Star, you feel like you've accomplished something, even though you've only just watched it. In at number 3, we have Luke versus Darth Vader versus the Emperor. Now, this is what the original trilogy has been building up to since A New Hope. You've got Luke Skywalker become a Jedi, he's become a full Jedi Knight, and he's ready to take on his father, who's basically the Dark Lord of the Sith. In the background, you've got the Emperor, who wants to, you know, control everything. He wants Luke to turn to the dark side. He wants Darth Vader to be killed. He wants Luke to do it, and it's just perfectly sort of done where Luke almost loses himself to the dark side, like getting really angry about because Darth Vader knows about his sister being Leia, and Luke goes absolutely mad at him and almost fucking kills him. He cuts off one of his arms, I think, or it's either one or both. He cuts off something, and Darth Vader's like, they're like dead, and then Palpatine's like, yes, good, and all the shit he says, and you know, we get some really cool lines of dialogue from him, such as the famous "Let the hate flow through you," you know, all that kind of stuff, and your journey to the dark side will be complete and blah blah blah. Which actually leads me to a little bit of a funny story. I'm only going to talk about it briefly, but basically I went to like a house party, and obviously right at the end of the party it was like 3 AM, and we had the cracking idea to put Return of the Jedi on, and I remember one of my mates was passed out like on the floor, he was just sleeping, and the bit when the Emperor like comes, that whole scene with Luke versus Vader versus the Emperor, all the Emperor thing, my mate wakes up, quotes every single line that the Emperor says in time of the movie, then passes out. He literally just goes to sleep again. It's probably the funniest thing that's ever happened. I was just like, fair play, dude, fair play, you know. But anyway, back to the actual video. Yeah, we get to see the Emperor in action as well, obviously with the Force lightning, and you know, trying to kill Luke because he ultimately won't submit to the dark side. And then we get Darth Vader overcoming the dark side, turning back to the good side, the light side, and you know, throwing the Emperor down a massive fucking exhaust port thing, down a massive shaft. Don't take that the wrong way. But yeah, that sums up that one. So in act number 2 we have the scene where Anakin kills all the Sand People in Attack of the Clones, and then he tells Padme about what he's done, and this scene's just so badass, and it just nails exactly what the prequels are trying to do. You know, they obviously the prequels were trying to show how Anakin became Darth Vader, how he turned into this evil icon of just darkness that we know and love from the original trilogy, and he loses his shit when his mum dies, when the Sand People have essentially, they kidnap his mum and they caused her death essentially, and he absolutely goes mental. I mean, wouldn't you? And that's why I think Anakin is a really relatable character in this scene, because let's just, for example, if someone killed your mother, right, you're going to be angry, obviously. Like, obviously he's sad at the same time, like he's crying, he's sad, but he's also angry, and I think that's a realistic sort of a realistic thing in the movie. Now a lot of people slate Hayden Christensen for his performance within the Star Wars movies, within Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, but I actually think he has some really good performances. That scene in particular, and then most of episode 3, I think he does really well to act, really. And loads of people slating him. It's just like, well, if you think you could do better, go be an actor. But if you're not an actor, you can't really comment on saying he's absolutely shite. Like, he does have, there's positives and negatives, that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, when he tells Padme about what he's done, it's just the coolest fucking scene. And when he just says that how he killed them, and
not just the men, but the women and the children too. They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
And this just shows off his dark side. Huh? See what I did there? And we even get a little bit of the Imperial March theme, obviously Darth Vader's famous theme from Star Wars, and it's just hinted in there, it's just hitting there a little tiny bit, and I just love that. It's just so fucking awesome, and it's just the ultimate nerdgasm moment, really, in my opinion. And now it comes to number 1, and we have Anakin versus Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith. This is just fucking epic. It's so cool. It's the moment that Anakin finally fully transitions to becoming Darth Vader. Obviously at the end of the battle he falls into the lava, and then he gets like, you know, healed and all that sort of stuff, and then he gets put into the suit, the life support suit, to keep him alive, which obviously turns him into that evil icon. This moment has a lot more weight if you watch the Clone Wars TV show, because that shows how close Anakin and Obi-Wan get, and they ultimately become basically brothers from other mothers. Yeah, yeah, they become that. But yeah, it's tragic how they become enemies, but it had to happen. It had to be that. That's how episode 3 had to end. It had to end with them becoming enemies, and Anakin just having something happen to him that means he has to be put in this suit. I mean, they could have spun it that Anakin wanted to put himself in the suit, but obviously you see what it looks like in Return of the Jedi, when his helmet comes off, and you think, obviously, yeah, some bad shit happened to him, and it fits perfectly in my opinion. So good job, George Lucas. Doesn't get enough credit. A lot of people slate him, but basically he created Star Wars, so you can all fuck off. Like, I honestly, I've spoken about this before, but I cannot stand people who hate the prequels. Like, only old, deluded, stupid, nostalgia-tinted dickheads think the prequels are shit. It's Star Wars. If you like the original trilogy, like the prequels, it's all Star Wars movies. You should like them all. It's like if you like chicken, you can't like fried chicken and not like, I don't know, like roast chicken. It's still chicken. It's the same. It's chicken. You can't do that. But anyway, and before I start getting into a rant, this battle between these two former friends, former brothers, former allies, is the final act in the movie, and it's just executed so well. It's just so brilliant. Each scene, you got when Anakin chokes Padme, and he thinks that Obi-Wan's trying to confuse her and trying to take her away from him, and then the way that they start, where Anakin says, "If you're not with me, then you're against me," and then Obi-Wan's just like, "Only a Sith will deal in absolute. I'll do what I must." It's just fucking awesome. It's just badass. It's just fucking badass the way that they two fucking awesome lines, and they have the massive fight, end up on the lava platform. Obi-Wan ends up on the bank of the, I guess the volcano, ends up on the bank of the volcano river. I don't know if that's a thing. And Anakin's like wants to fucking absolutely murk him, like absolutely have him off, and Obi-Wan's like, "Leave it, Anakin, I have the high ground." Like, Anakin, it just shows how cocky he is. Like, he's a really cocky character, but that's part of him. That's what he believes, that he believes that he's the chosen one. He believes he's really, really powerful, and he can become the greatest Force user of all time. And it's no surprise that he tries to kill Obi-Wan in the way that he does, by obviously jumping off, trying to jump over him, but Obi-Wan slices through him, and then we know how that ends. But yeah, it's the final act in the story of Anakin's transition to the black suited Darth Vader that we know from the original trilogy, and I just thought it had to be my number one. And quickly before I round off this video, just want to throw in a few honourable mentions, and these are the pottery scene from episode 1, the Battle of Naboo, the Battle of Geonosis, Jabba's Palace, the Battle of Hoth, and the Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan Kenobi. So guys, I hope you did enjoy that video. Leave a like if you did. Comment on what your favourite Star Wars movie moments are. Just let me know down there. They can be from the original trilogy, they can be from the prequels, and I don't know. Also, look forward to The Force Awakens. Make sure you go see it. It's going to be fucking awesome. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be out in like 24 hours, less than that probably by the time you watch it. Or it depends when you watch it, I guess. But if you watch it when it first goes up, it's going to be literally like less than a day away, which makes me so happy, and I can't wait to find out what's going to be happening, and maybe it'll give me some more movie moments from Star Wars. Hopefully it will. But yeah, thanks for watching guys. Subscribe if you enjoy my content in general. I do a variety of videos, do gaming, do movie talk, I do vlogs, anything you can possibly think of might be on my channel. If it's nerdy related or to do with football, it's probably on my channel. But anyway guys, I'll see you next time. Take care.